From notorious gangs sparking crime waves in the suburbs to millions of dollars being spent on free healthcare and bus tickets, Denver is truly struggling as a result of the migrant crisis. Illegal immigration has been a contentious issue across the United States, and Denver, Colorado appears to be at the forefront of it. The influx of undocumented immigrants has sparked significant debate about its effects on the local economy, social services, public safety, and community cohesion, to name a few. So today on Across the Globe, we're going to be looking at how illegal immigration is destroying Denver. Before we explore the issues caused by illegal immigration in Denver, it would be worthwhile delving into some background of the city and how it found itself facing this migrant crisis. Denver, a city steeped in rich history and cultural diversity, has long been viewed as a beacon of opportunity and refuge for those seeking a fresh start in America. Founded during the gold rush in the mid-19th century, the city has attracted waves of immigrants, contributing to its vibrant tapestry of communities. However, the landscape of immigration shifted dramatically by 2022. Since then, the city has seen a surge of over 40,000 migrants, prompting concerns around what many have termed a migrant crisis. This influx has been particularly perplexing given that despite its reputation for inclusivity and support of newcomers, Denver has never officially designated itself as a sanctuary city. Over the past few years, Texas has adopted a controversial strategy of busing more than 119,000 migrants to Democrat-led cities across the United States. And among the destinations, Denver has been notably impacted, receiving a significant share of these new arrivals. As of 2024, the state's political climate remains fluid, with Colorado lawmakers grappling with legislation that could either reinforce or challenge sanctuary policies, leaving the city's response to the current migration pressures hanging in the balance. The juxtaposition of Denver's historical openness and its ambiguous status regarding sanctuary designations raises critical questions about how the city will navigate its evolving identity amid growing challenges. So, let's get into the issues. Issue number 1, economic factors. One of the most immediate concerns regarding illegal immigration is its impact on the local economy. Critics often argue that undocumented immigrants compete for low-skilled jobs, which can potentially drive down wages for American workers. In Denver, sectors such as construction, agriculture, and food service frequently rely on this labor force. While many businesses benefit from the lower labor costs associated with employing undocumented workers, this can create challenges for legal residents seeking employment. According to Colorado Public Radio, Denver has lost 9,600 jobs during the past year, making it the only metropolitan area in the state that's losing jobs. According to the Economic Times, the state of Colorado has identified over 45,000 job opportunities that asylum seekers could apply for, particularly within the food service and hospitality sectors. While this initiative presents a viable path for integrating newcomers into the workforce and addressing labor shortages in these industries, it has sparked concerns among local residents. Many fear that hiring practices may inadvertently favor migrants over long-term residents, leaving them at a disadvantage in the job market. This situation has generated anxiety about potential economic displacement, as established workers worry about their opportunities being overshadowed by the urgency to employ those recently arrived. For example, in March 2024, NPR reported that a Denver garden center saw backlash after offering jobs to migrants with work permits. Issue number 2, costly strain on public services. According to the Colorado Sun, Denver has spent around $60 million since migrants began arriving in December 2022. The strain on public services in Denver is a significant concern related to illegal immigration. Schools face the challenge of integrating students who may come from disrupted educational backgrounds, requiring additional funding and resources. In April 2024, the Washington Examiner stated that Denver schools are being tested to their limit due to the migrant crisis. Additionally, the healthcare system experiences pressure as undocumented immigrants seek medical care, often in emergency rooms, leading to unpaid bills that taxpayers may end up subsidizing. It was reported that in 2023, Denver had spent $10 million caring for migrants, a significant portion of the hospital's $135 million spent for the year on uncompensated care, which is care provided without payment from a patient or an insurance company. Moreover, in February 2024, the Daily Mail reported that Denver's hospitals are at risk of collapsing due to out-of-control immigration, with one healthcare system providing $17 million in free care in just 3 months. National Interest chimed in on the matter in February 2024, stating that Denver is buckling under a financial crisis caused by illegal immigration, attesting this to the Colorado Sun's findings, saying Denver will cut hours at recreation centers, end in-person vehicle registration renewals, and eliminate spring flower beds to save $5 million this year, a response to the migrant crisis that is expected to cost the city $180 million. This number was confirmed by Denver's mayor, Mike Johnston. National Interest also added that the city is asking nearly every city department, from animal shelters to the police department, to make budget cuts so they can meet the cost of the new arrivals, and city officials are also asking for the department that oversees elections to cut nearly $1 million in an election year. In terms of how the locals feel about the current situation, Axios conducted a survey in March 2024 to try to get a grasp of public opinion. Out of the people who participated in the survey, 31% believed that the influx should be considered a crisis. 51% said Colorado's resources are being overwhelmed by new immigrants and they need to be turned away, while 49% said they should be met with compassion and are simply here looking for work and better lives. Issue number 3. Homelessness. Denver's homelessness problem has been a pressing issue for years, but it has intensified significantly in recent years, particularly following the influx of migrants. As the city experienced its surge of migrants, many of whom arrived seeking refuge or better opportunities, the existing strain on housing and social services was exacerbated. The combination of rising housing costs, limited affordable options, and insufficient support infrastructure led to a rapid increase in the number of individuals experiencing homelessness. Shelter facilities tasked with accommodating both long-term residents and new arrivals quickly became overwhelmed, highlighting a challenging intersection of needs within the community. In December 2023, the Colorado Sun stated that Denver was the city with the 5th largest homeless population in the nation, behind only New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, and San Diego. They added that Denver's new population of homeless migrants bumped up the metro area's homeless population. They also stated that Denver ranked 3rd nationally in the increase of homelessness in 1 year, and 2nd in the largest increase at 116% in the number of homeless families with children. Although steps have been made to aid migrants in Denver, some of these steps can backfire. In January 2024, Westward reported that Denver was preparing to discharge 350 migrants a week from shelters. Instead of kicking them to the streets, these migrants would be offered tickets to another state. However, many rejected the offer and subsequently wound up living on the streets. It is believed that many of these individuals made their way to an area known as Tent City, an illegal hub for the homeless near downtown Denver. The encampment sprung up in 2023 and occupied the spaces between sidewalks and streets for multiple blocks. However, it was soon halted by police and the residents of the tents were evicted. Lastly, in July 2024, Denverite reported that the city is scaling back its support for migrants, closing its last hotel shelter for new immigrants as a result. As advocates are looking for answers and trying to get people into shelters, many are resorting to sleeping on the streets, thus exacerbating the homelessness problem. Issue number 4. Crime. Like many metropolitan areas, Denver has faced challenges related to crime, but there are concerns that crime rates have notably increased since the influx of migrants began in 2022. Local officials and residents have reported perceptions of rising disorder and criminal activity, which some attribute to the sudden arrival of a large number of newcomers. While studies and data on the direct correlation between migration and crime rates often yield mixed results, the community's concerns reflect a growing unease about public safety and resource allocation. In March 2024, Colorado Newsline reported that Douglas County Sheriff Darren Weekly recently suggested that migrants moving south from Denver into the county are to blame for increased crime. He said, "More and more, we are seeing these individuals find their way south to Douglas County. There has been an increase in crime since this influx of illegal immigration, and unfortunately, the Democrats have done nothing to curb crime." Additionally, as reported by the New York Post, Denver Councilwoman Amanda Sawyer spoke out about the correlation between the migrant crisis and the increase in crime in some districts throughout Denver. She said, "We have a hotspot in District 5, and we know that part of that hotspot is related to residents who have been housed in that apartment complex during our migrant crisis. A vast, vast majority of people who are entering our programs are fantastic humans who want a better life, not all of them." There is also concern that Denver's openness to migrants is now causing harm to surrounding areas of Colorado. In August 2024, the New York Post stated that Denver's decision to welcome migrants with open arms is bringing bloodshed to the suburbs next door. This stems from a series of severe incidents that highlight the fact that a Venezuelan prison gang has set up shop in Aurora, Colorado. It has been reported the city has become a base of operations for the brutal Tren de Aragua gang, which has seized multiple apartment complexes and set off a wave of violent crime, leaving residents fearful for their safety. Issue number 5, social and cultural tensions. Social tensions related to illegal immigration can manifest in various forms, from community division to increased racism and xenophobia. In Denver, as the immigrant population grows, conflicts can arise between long-term residents and newcomers over resource distribution, cultural differences, and integration. While many immigrants enrich the cultural fabric of the city, bringing diverse traditions, cuisines, and ideas, there is a fear among some residents that illegal immigration may dilute long-standing community values and identity. Additionally, the perception of illegal immigrants as a burden can create hostile environments for those communities. Anti-immigrant sentiments may lead to protests and increased surveillance by law enforcement, further marginalizing undocumented individuals. This alienation can hinder their potential contributions to society and inhibit community cohesion. In March 2024, NPR reported that suburbs had begun taking steps to keep migrants out. They stated that this backlash came from the city of Denver cutting city services because of migrant-related expenses. What about how Philadelphia got ruined?